I went to college in the United States, in Colorado, and I studied philosophy. And I started to pick up photography as a hobby initially, but what changed it for me is I went to Nepal. I did a study abroad for 1 semester, and I came back from that convinced that I wanted to be a photographer. It kind of opened my eyes to the wider world, and the camera was kind of a passport for me to be able to discover things. I'm looking at all of what we know of the world visually already, right? Our photographic landscape. And often it's the project itself that will decide the visual signature and the aesthetics for the project. So each time I'm working, I choose tools to try to amplify the story that I want to tell. I consider that there's always 3 voices in the story. There's the voice of the subject, there's the voice of the photographer, and there's the voice of the camera and the aesthetic that it brings to it. Important is to listen to your subject, to know your subject, to be respectful, and to be honest with them. After that, I assume my voice. My voice will be part of the story.
Merci, monsieur. Bonne journée. Au revoir. Be a nice place. It's close. We'll do it later.
Vous accompagne. Vous avez vos clés? Oui, madame. Bon, alors j'y vais, moi. Bye bye.
I moved to Paris in 2006, and I had this teeny little room. I wouldn't even call it an apartment. It was so small, on the top floor. And it was kind of stuffy in there, but there was a window onto the roof. And through the window, sometimes I could see the light of the Eiffel Tower flashing through the clouds. And so soon enough, I crawled up onto the roof, and I was like, wow, it's a whole different Paris up here. The texture is different. You have these galvanized zinc roofs. You have little orange chimneys popping up everywhere, old antennas, pigeons, and then the monuments that everybody knows in Paris that we all see from the ground level, they're kind of like sticking their heads out of the water a little bit. You see them through the rooftop. So I first went up there to relax and to get out of my stuffy apartment, basically, and I would go up there at night and other times and take photographs. So little by little, I built this up and I said, okay, now this is something, I think it can be a little bit bigger. I think I can push this a little bit farther. If you want to work with people and in a flowing way, you don't make yourself the center of the story, but the subject has more prominence in the story, this is really a good time to use a Leica, basically. The Leica just helps your life as a photographer to try to get in and get close to the subject, makes it a little bit smoother. Part of the joy of photography is I like the work. I like practicing, and then I like what I'm trying to say at the end of the day too. So why it fits for me is I get both out of it in the end. Both are meaningful to me.